Her phone vibrated between us on the couch. Once, then again. She didn't reach for it. I watched the screen light her face from below, carving shadows into her cheekbones. A name flashed, just a first name, masculine, familiar in the way poison is familiar after the first dose. She noticed me looking and smiled too fast. "It's nothing," she said. "Work." She turned the phone face down, like a man closing a coffin. My chest stayed still. That was the first thing I noticed. No racing heart, no heat, just a quiet tightening behind my eyes, like a camera focusing. I remembered her words from weeks earlier. "Don't worry about him, you have nothing to fear." The problem with reassurance is timing. She'd offered it before I asked, before there was a him. The room smelled like coffee and rain. Normal, safe. That made it worse. Her knee bounced once, twice, then stopped when she realized I was counting. I said nothing. I never do at the beginning. Silence is where people betray themselves. I told myself I was imagining patterns, that love rewires the brain, makes static feel like signals. I wanted to believe that, but her habits shifted with surgical precision. Passwords changed, showers ran longer, laughter migrated to another room. She guarded her phone like a passport, slept with it under her pillow, face down on every surface, like the world couldn't be trusted with its light. When I asked simple questions, she answered too completely. Details stacked on details, a wall built to hide a crack. "He's just a colleague," she said once, eyes steady. "You're overthinking." Overthinking, the word people use when they want your instincts sedated. I started replaying conversations in my head, isolating phrases. The way she said his name, the way she didn't. At night, she slept quickly, peacefully. I lay awake, listening to her breathe, wondering how deception could be so efficient. I didn't accuse. Accusations are blunt instruments. They warn the enemy. Instead, I memorized. I became quieter, kinder, predictable. People relax when they think they're safe. I checked the phone records first. Not messages, patterns, frequency, gaps. A number that appeared only when I was late or gone or asleep. Then locations. Her commute grew detours. 10-minute errands stretched into 40. I drove those routes alone, parked where she might have parked, sat where she might have sat. I watched reflections instead of faces. Mirrors never lie. At dinner, I listened more than I spoke. She filled the space with stories that ended too neatly. I nodded at the right moments, touched her hand when expected. Inside, something colder was assembling itself. Not anger, architecture. I cloned her phone one afternoon while she showered. 60 seconds, that's all betrayal needs. I read nothing at first. I let the knowledge sit there, waiting. Anticipation sharpens clarity. When I finally opened the messages, I didn't feel surprise, just confirmation. Intimacy disguised as humor, longings hidden behind jokes, plans written softly, as if softness made them innocent. She had erased most of it. Most isn't all. I closed the app, went back to the table, asked her how her day was. She smiled. I smiled back. The proof arrived on a Tuesday. Clean, undeniable. Photos, times, a room key. I printed everything. Paper feels heavier than screens, more permanent. That night, I placed the stack between us after dinner, aligned the edges, perfectly calm. "What's this?" she asked. I let the silence answer first. She flipped a page, then another. Her breath fractured, hands trembled. The performance collapsed faster than I expected. "It's not what you think," she said, the universal prayer. I studied her like a solved equation, every variable accounted for. "Tell me his name," I said. She did. I nodded as if confirming spelling. For the first time, she looked at me like a stranger, like someone realizing the room has no exits. I didn't raise my voice. That would have given her something to hold on to. Instead, I told her what I'd done.
the records, the clone, the dates she thought were safe. I watched understanding dismantle her piece by piece. Not pain, exposure. "You knew?" she whispered. "I knew when you said not to worry," I replied.
That was the moment she broke. Tears arrived late, useless. Apologies piled up, frantic and unstructured. I stood, put on my coat. She reached for me and stopped herself. Even she understood boundaries now. "I already sent everything," I said. "To him, to his wife." The room emptied of air. I didn't wait for her response. Some reactions are better imagined. I walked out while she was still forming words. Outside, the night felt clean, earned. I didn't feel victorious. I felt precise. Betrayal teaches efficiency. It shows you how little you need to survive, how much excess you can cut away. She would live with the noise she created. I wouldn't. I drove without music, without thoughts chasing each other. Somewhere between red lights, I realized I was already gone, not broken, unburdened. And for the first time since she said his name like it meant nothing, I believed her, because now she meant nothing to me.